technical problem. Speed, action.
Okay. You were forced into show business by your parents. Any advice for any parent who might want to do that to their children?
Any advice to any parent?
Do you recommend it?
I was actually having a hard time dealing with the forced, because there was a mixture of force and great pleasure on my part at being a part of what they were already doing. I guess my advice to parents would be to try to make it as much fun for the child as possible, and to give the child as much of a peer group as possible, because the trouble with show business at an early age is that you get, if you're not careful, very precocious, you get to mix with older people, and you don't have good relationships of your own age.
You weren't able to really mix with a lot of children. Was
well,
the
no, my
impression
mother
that...
was pretty good about it. I to this day have a couple of friends for sure that I made at that age that I'm still very friendly with. But that's the general danger, yeah.
Okay. Is it possible to be a great mother, a great wife, and a great actress at the same time?
You bet, absolutely. No, it's terribly hard. You have to work at it if you're going to even attempt to be any good at any of those things, and to make them all work at the same time. It is difficult, and there are some days when I think I'm not making it at all, and then my kids do something so wonderful, and I think, well, maybe we're doing it all right after all.
As a wife, is Blake easy to be married to?
He's not, I guess easy is not the right word. He's wonderful to be married to. He's certainly never boring. He's the most interesting man I ever met, and life is always very stimulating.
Have you two ever written anything together, or did you write the new movie, any parts of this?
No, I didn't. We did a screenplay together of a book that I wrote, a children's book that I wrote, which we one day do hope to get done. It's such an ambitious project, I don't know if it ever will get done, but we did that together, and that was wonderful. I learned so much from him about how to write a screenplay.
Well, one reason I asked that, I saw some parts of your life in this movie, in that you also had analysis, and you were scared of crowds maybe, and had some of the problems that David Fowler had. And did he get the idea from that, or that just had nothing to do with it?
I think he probably was just very stimulated by the idea of what would make this man tick. And of course Blake too has had a great deal of analysis. So I think he went into it in depth from an analytical point of view. I guess that any body of work has overtones of the person that wrote it. And I guess it does in our case.
You've been around and had some very important people and different kinds of people responsible with your career and a part of your career. And some real quick reflections on some of these people, short ones. Walt Disney.
A man with the most amazing talent for picking the nicest people around him.
Richard Burton.
Such a wonderful actor that I would sometimes find myself standing and watching him rather than acting with him.
Rex Harrison.
The same applies to him too. His sense of timing, of comedy timing, was so, well, of timing, was so sensational. If the audience, for instance, coughed on a line, he would almost be able to anticipate that and rephrase the line or say the line around it so that the audience got it anyway, which is an incredible sense of reading where the audience is.
Dudley Moore.
Simply adorable. I mean, everything you've ever heard about him and seen about him is true. He's lovely.
Burt Reynolds.
Ditto. I mean, you ask for short summations. That's very hard because they're lovely human beings, all of them.
I know you get, this is a worn-out question. I'll try to ask it in a little different way. Leonard Nimoy cannot escape Mr. Spock, so he's gone back to Mr. Spock. Sean Connery has tried to get away with James Bond. He went back to James Bond. Julie Andrews has tried to get away from the
I'm not going back to Mary Poppins. Right. Is that what you're asking?
I was going to maybe say that you've tried to get away very hard from the G-rated Julie. And I've tried this on cab drivers, and a number of people say, what do you want me to ask Julie Andrews? And it's not so much they want to ask, that they just liked your original characters. And I know you outgrow those characters, but would you ever do those type of characters again, or you just really refuse to do that?
I think the answer basically is that I'm an actress, and a good role is a good role. And if a wonderful role came by that required a certain kind of quality, I probably would say yes. And the same applies to other roles too. The thing that happens is that you get bracketed, or you become most well known for the thing that was the most successful. And so if something like The Sound of Music, which happens to have a very wholesome image, makes you successful, that's what people remember you for. If you think of someone like Clark Gable, you mostly think of Gone with the Wind, but he did a great body of work that was wonderful also. Also, the other side of it is that I've always tried to do other things that were different, but it ties into that thing of what's most successful is what people most remember.
Okay. And I was asked to ask you this. They say Julie Andrews never ages. I mean, they just said she refuses to age. Do you have any beauty secrets that you could pass along, or are there
I get
secrets?
an awful lot of help from my friends. I mean, I have a wonderful makeup man and that kind of thing. I guess one of my, it's no secret, I exercise every day, and I do try to kind of make a certain kind of good eating a way of life. And I also drink, wherever I go, I drink bottled water, which is a crazy beauty secret, but for me it works in that you should stick to one kind of water wherever you are, and I do so much traveling. And in the old days, I would go from LA to New York to London, and I would have, spots all over the place because the water in each town is different. So somehow bottled water helped keep my skin more pure.
Do you still collect Benny Goodman albums?
You bet.
Finally, what do you see in your future next few years? Are you going to be more of a mother, more of an actress, more of a wife, or do you continue to do all?
I think all of above, yes, all of same, if possible. I'd like to keep working because it helps keep me young, helps keep me my mind perhaps a little bit more agile than it would be. But I certainly so enjoy being Blake's wife and mum to the kids. It's hard to combine them all, but I hope I'll be able to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
I hope that doesn't sound too self-pitying.
No, you sound great. Oh, nods.
Look, don't look at the ones. Look like
About that height.
Yeah, that's good.
Action.